DreAllDay.com.
Someone had asked me if I could tell the story of how I developed my jump shot or what the process was. I'll tell this story here. Back when I first started playing, like the first skill I had was shooting jump shots. That was the only thing I could do. Like I would just stand in the corner or on the side, on the wing, and somebody passed me the ball and I shoot it and I would just make shots. And it's not even that at first I hadn't really practiced it much, but when I first made my first couple shots, I just had this high level of confidence and people started looking at me like, yo, he a shooter, because all I would do was stand there and shoot. So they just came with the assumption that I was a shooter, even though I hadn't really practiced that much. This is like when I first started playing, like 14. So then when I got to be about 15, 16, all I would do was practice jump shots. I didn't really practice my handle. I didn't practice driving. I would just practice shooting jump shots, stand in the corner, stand on the sides or anywhere, and just shooting jump shots, just off the catch, maybe one dribble, stuff like that. So that's the only thing I was good at. And then around age 16, 17, 18, I started to develop my athleticism. And I did this program called Air Alert, which I don't recommend no more. I recommend Jump Manual now. That's DreAllDay.com/jump. But I did this program called Air Alert, and it was my introduction to plyometrics, and my athleticism just blossomed. And I was just dunking, and I was just more athletic than most of the people I was playing against. So I started focusing on driving to the basket, using my athletic ability, and I just stopped paying attention at all to my outside shot. So by the time I was a junior and senior in college, I wasn't even a good shooter anymore because I had stopped paying attention to shooting, period. I hadn't been working on my J at all. All I was doing was just working on ways to maximize my athletic ability and to use my athletic ability as much as possible, because that was my differentiating skill. Like there were other players who could shoot, so I ain't just want to be another guy who could shoot. I was like, I'm more athletic than these dudes. Why not just out athletic them, and nobody else could say they could do that. So that's the only thing I focused on. So this was in college. So then even into my pro career, my first few years playing pros, I would make jump shots. Not like I couldn't make them at all, but I was streaky. I was a streaky outside shooter, and I would get the attention. The stuff that would get the attention and make people remember me, the things that would make me stand out, was the athleticism. So I get a dunk, and I used to do the T-Mac. I remember when Tracy McGrady threw the ball off the backboard and dunked it. That was like my signature dunk all through high school, even early in my pro career. I would throw the ball at the backboard and dunk it, and the crowd would go crazy. And I could play a game and have 2 points, that one dunk, and everybody would remember me for the rest of the year because I had that one dunk. So that was much more memorable than making the three-pointer, because any bum can make a three-pointer. This is my mentality. So I'm like, anybody can make a three, but not anybody could do that. So I would just do that. So I didn't focus on shooting at all until I went to this team in Montenegro, this town called Herceg-Novi, which is like right on the water in Montenegro. And when I first got there, I had started working on my jump shot kind of leading into that summer. But when I first got there, the coach, as I got there, like when you play overseas, usually like from December to January, there's a big period where there's no games and a lot of players go home. So I had got signed in December. So I went there like around Christmas. So for like 3 weeks, none of the other players was even around. But the coach was there, I was there, and it was like one of the guys, like one of the younger guys. And over there, they have like younger guys from like the B team, they'll be there. But he was playing on the A team because he was talented, but he wasn't really that like serious or mature. So he would be there. This kid, he was maybe 17, and I was there. And at the time, I was probably about 25 or 26. And it would just be the three of us. So the coach would be like, yo, come to the gym. So I would come to the gym with the coach and then this young guy, and it would just be the three of us, and he'd have us doing all these drills. And every drill we did over there was shooting. There was no driving to the basket drills. We never did not one drive to the basket drill ever. The whole time I was on the team. Even when the players came back and we had regular practice, nothing was drive to the basket. And when we got there, I remember leading up to that, I had been working at this gym. I'd been working at LA Fitness before that. And every time I had lunch break, I would just go in the gym and work on my outside shot because I knew I needed to develop my shot more. I was like, all right, I can't just be this guy trying to dunk on everybody forever. I need to be able to shoot too. I got to expand my game. So I had started working on my shot before that. But when we got there, all we did for 3 weeks was shooting drills, shooting drills, shooting drills. And my confidence was so high at that point because I had gotten the deal. So I was feeling confident like, yeah, I just got on overseas again. I think that was my third or fourth playing contract. And I had spent all that time practicing by myself. So I was just feeling myself so cool. So that 3-week period, we did so many shooting drills, and I was making my shots. My shots was going in because I knew I had to go in there and impress because the team wasn't there yet. So I'm like, all right, if I come in here looking like a bum the first few days of practice, they might release me before the games even start. And I knew that's the way it worked overseas because I know guys who played overseas who went to a team, didn't do good the first couple days before there even was a game, and they got replaced. They got released because they didn't show their skills in practice. So I'm like, practices, I was focusing on practices the way I was focusing on games because it's like every single day can make or break whether you keep this contract or not, keep this job. So I was going in there super focused, and I'm making all kinds of shots. We doing all these crazy, these outdated ass drills because they don't know the new stuff over there. So we was over there doing all these outdated ass drills, but it's still shooting. So I'm making all these shots, and my shot was like perfect. And then the thing is, the gym there was freezing cold. And this is the place, Herceg Novi doesn't get that cold in the winter. And when I say it doesn't get that cold, Fahrenheit, we talking like 40 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit every day. Anywhere between 45 and 55 every day in Herceg Novi. So it's not super cold, but if it's 55 degrees outside and there's no heat in the gym, then the gym is pretty damn cold when you in there with shorts and a tank top on. So it would be cold in there. So once the team came back and we'd be practicing, of course I'd be doing my shooting thing, but I still had the athleticism, so I'd be trying to show off my athleticism. And in practice, mind you, I'm the only American, so I'm under the microscope every single day. So I couldn't be in there taking it easy, like make a layup. If I had a lane to the basket, I had to go up there and dunk it just so everybody could see, like, yo, this guy could do something that we can't do. Because if I make a layup, it's like anybody can make a layup, right? But not everybody could go up and dunk with two hands, cock it back. And so I was doing that. So I'm in there dunking crazy. And the gym is freezing cold. So what ended up happening was my knees started to hurt because I was in there. I wasn't really warm. My body wasn't warm. And I was still exploding, doing all these explosive movements. So my knees was really bothering me by the time I got home that spring. So I got home and my knees was just killing me. I remember I joined the gym. I had left LA Fitness, of course, when I got the playing job. So I came back and I joined in LA Fitness. This is a different LA Fitness because I had moved. So I joined the LA Fitness, and the first day I was in there, I'm in there working out, and I'm trying to do like this drill I used to do where I would go up and like grab the rim and dunk and stuff like that. And I could barely get up there to reach the rim because my knees was killing me. I was in so much pain with my knees. And this dude came in there, he was a trainer. He was a personal trainer, and he was like a real athletic guy, real bulky, like muscle dude, but he liked to play basketball. So me and him started playing one-on-one, and I think he beat me. The first time we played, he beat me. And one time we was playing, this other kid came in there, the three of us was playing 21 or rough house, whatever y'all call it. And the athletic dude, the trainer, he got the ball one time, he went up and dunked it with one hand. He made it look so easy. I remember when he dunked it, I was thinking to myself, man, I remember when I used to be able to do that because me and him was playing one-on-one. And I was trying to do athletic stuff and I couldn't really do it. Like my knees just couldn't get me off the ground the way I used to. So at that point, and for about a 3-week span, I'm thinking to myself, all right, maybe I just don't have my athleticism anymore. Maybe my knees are gone. I've seen this happen to basketball players before. And mind you, I'm like 26, 27 at this time. So I'm like, all right, maybe I don't have my athleticism no more. So what I need to do is start working on my J so that I can still be a useful, good basketball player. Because if I ain't got no athleticism and I can't shoot, then what the hell am I? So I started working on my jumper more and more and more. And because I was on that team in Montenegro, like I said, every single day we did so many shooting drills. Shit was ridiculous. Like I did more shooting drills when I was on that team than any period of my life, even working out by myself. The shooting drills we was doing there was just every day shooting. So my confidence level was very high. My accuracy was very high at that point. So I just started working on my J every single day. So because I couldn't work on my athleticism because I ain't have none. I mean, I could still get up. I could still like touch the rim. I was above average athletic, but I wasn't super athletic the way I had been. So I just started working on my J every single day. Just working on 1 dribble pull-ups, 2 dribble pull-ups, triple threat, jab step, because at the time, this is around the time when Kobe was killing it, right? When Shaq had left and he had the year where he averaged 35 and he was just dominating. So I was watching Kobe a lot and Gilbert Arenas also. So I was watching them. And you know, Kobe got that footwork, the Kobe system that I like to call it, the jab steps, the 1 dribble pull-ups. So I was watching him a lot. So I was just copying his stuff. 1 dribble pull-ups, Gilbert Arenas pull-up threes, off the dribble, through the legs, 1 dribble pull-ups. So I was just working on all these jump shots that whole summer. This is the summer of 2008. and I started to develop my J really nice to that point. And at the end of that summer, that's when Nike started coming out with these products called Spark. And the Spark was SPARQ. It stands for Speed, Power, Agility, Reaction, Quickness. And they were like training products. And they weren't new products. It was like a speed parachute, lateral resistor, the cones and stuff like that. I didn't buy everything they had. I bought a speed parachute, I bought a lateral resistor, and a jump rope. And then I started using those products. I started using the speed parachute doing sprints. I started using the lateral resistor doing like the defensive slides, and the jump rope doing jump rope. And what I found was that once I started strengthening those muscles around my knees, because the knee itself is not a muscle, it's a joint. Once I strengthened my quads and my hamstrings and my glutes and my calves, that my knees stopped hurting so much. So it was just the muscles around them needed to be strengthened. So once I strengthened those muscles, my knees, my athleticism started to come back. So that fall, I signed a deal in Germany. I went to Germany. I remember one of the early practices we're practicing, and the coach was like, do a 2-on-2 drill. So we doing this 2-on-2 drill, and it was like you had to get a certain number of wins to win the drill. And I'm the only American again. No, it was two of us, two Americans, this white boy and me. So I'm like, I know I'm better than this white dude. He wasn't on my team. So we was losing. My team was losing in the 2-on-2 drill. So I'm like, all right, forget this. We need to win. So I started just driving to the hole, because they signed me, right? I had sent them a video where I was making all these jumpers. So they kind of signed me because they saw the jump shot. So when we were playing in this drill early in my time in Germany and we were losing, I'm like, all right, forget this jumper. I'm going to the hole. So I started going to the hole, just bullying my way to the basket, scoring. We won the drill. And after the drill, the coach was like, yo, where that jump shot at? I want to see the jump shot. I'm like, man, we was losing. I got to go to the hole. So it was just funny that he was like, he was expecting to see this crazy jump shooter, but I just started driving to the hole because we was losing. So that's really how I developed my jump shot. It was more out of necessity, really, that I started doing it, because my knees was fucking killing me. But then once I started strengthening those muscles around the knees, it got better. So any questions y'all want to hear? Anything y'all want me to tell, like a quick story like this about any part of my development, let me know down there in the comments, and we do another one. Work on your game. Checking out this video. Make sure you follow all my top content up here. Follow me on all your favorite social networks right over here, and make sure you are subscribed to catch all the new content I put on this channel every single day. Work on your game.